Hola bandidos, ¿cómo estamos? Welcome to Mel's Magic Official. I'm Magic Mel and this is my angel Charles. Welcome to episode 9 of season 11. And in episode 10, I shared with you a little bit about the never ending story and how the land of Fantasia was threatened and actually was almost completely destroyed by the big nothing. And I compared that to the myth that we are living right now, how we and our world is threatened to be destroyed by darkness. But as the esoteric axiom goes, as within, so without, that big darkness is probably trying to eat us up from the inside first. And I have first-hand experience from that. I was almost obliterated by my own inner darkness. But I held on, just like the moonchild, to this glimmer of hope that I would be able to save myself. And here we are. So if you are immersed in darkness, there is hope. There's always hope. And really, if you're even not immersed in darkness, see what is going on in the world as a reflection of what still remains of our darkness inside. And just like I gave you the example with the contrast here, there is no light without darkness. In the bigger scheme of things, we had to walk this path of separation and take it so far and get so separated from God's source to make it so painful that the only way out is back to the light. And that's the journey home that we are on right here and right now. And you're part of it. I want to share a little bit about how, a part of my recovery, we go through different stages. And if you've been deep down in depression basically means the depression of emotions. On the emotional scale, the next thing up from total powerlessness, shame, and depression is anger. So anger is like a fire, Anger activates us. So my own anger came out against my own mom because I blamed her for my own wound. And then it reached a point where I just kept on being angry at her. And I realized that I was hurting her, and I felt even worse because I realized my own pain is causing her pain, and I'm just fueling that cycle. Because the more I saw that I was hurting her, the more shame I felt. And my own defense against my own shame was to hurt her again. And at one point I even said, you know what? What's the point in changing? I've already hurt you so much. I can't forgive myself. And, she said at some point, can we just not turn the page? She told me what I'm telling you. Can we just not turn the page? What's the use? The past is in the past. We can't turn back the hands of time, but we can do things differently starting now. And the only way for me to start over was for me to forgive myself, to stop beating myself with my own shame for having punished her for my own wound. Self-love. And realizing that there was no other way. My mother was in pain too. My mother had a hard time. And I do want to believe that in the bigger scheme of things, my soul chose this journey. Because this journey from powerlessness back into the light taught me by contrast. I choose to believe that because it empowers me. And we are meaning-making creatures as human beings, so why not? So I'm sharing with you this episode with my mom because for a long time I wasn't able to forgive myself. I carried so much guilt and so much anger against my mom and then against myself. But at some point I was realizing I was just re-inflicting the wounding deeper and deeper. And what is wounding anyway at its core? It means separation. Separation from yourself, from others, from love, from God's source. So at one point I just had to tell myself, "Jana me sirve." This old pain inflictment, it doesn't serve me anymore. And I'm the only one to choose otherwise, to choose a different way. But it took me a long time to forgive myself. So perhaps you are also someone who is carrying that burden of guilt and of shame, of past errors, of anger, of the guilt of having acted out of anger because you were wounded inside. Let it go. I'm not saying forget it, but I mean let go of the burden. Not the sirve. And from anger, the next way up is self-forgiveness, acceptance and self-forgiveness. If we can't pass this threshold, we will be stuck in that cycle of anger and shame and anger and shame. So self-forgiveness is an act of self-love. Okay. And I wanted to, this is my third recording, pull some cards for you guys, va? This might get a little bit long, 7 minutes in. Let's use our beautiful Ley de Attracción deck. So I'm connecting with your Aska team. Which story wants to be told? Thank you so much. First card out, thank you. Let's make it short, guys. 3. Just had a huge storm out there, crazy. I think it marks the end of summer, which is pretty late, mid-October. Wild. First card out, please. I'm connecting with you. Thank you so much. There we go. Okay. First card out, and we know this character. The lady writing at her desk and journaling, self-reflecting. This came out in the reverse. Maybe you've been struggling to self-reflect, to make the space, to take the time, to commit, to make the choice to self-reflect. Because self-reflection requires us to be honest with ourselves, and it's not easy. Our ego has many ways how to deceive ourselves because it doesn't want to recognize that it's bad. So maybe you've been struggling to self-reflect. Let's see what comes out next. Thank you so much. Ooh, thank you. We know this character too. Maybe you've been struggling to write something. Let's put it that way, because remember, she's writing in her journal. And here's our Romeo about to knock on someone's door with a romantic present. The story can go in two ways. Maybe you've been struggling to write a letter to this lady who you want to surprise with some roses. Maybe she is the one that you want to surprise with some roses. Why not? What's next? Thank you so much. I think they're saying 6 cards. Okay, let's make 6 cards. They're like, Magic Mail, 3 is too short. Ooh. Maybe the fact that you've been struggling to write that letter to this lady and wondering how to surprise her with some roses. Maybe both of that meant that you've been struggling to enter this new cycle, because here we are with the Fool. And this came out in resistance position. The Fool energy is actually urging you to step into this next chapter. We spoke about the next chapter, a new chapter. The environmental energies are encouraging you to seize the energy of the Fool and to take that step. 3 more. Vamos allá. What's next, dear angels? Please don't make me shuffle so long because we're running out of time. What's next? Thank you so much. Ooh. Whoa. Okay, one landed on my lap. I'll take that one. I gotta pick up the other ones. Sorry guys, I need a bigger desk so stuff doesn't fly all over the place. Remember him. Maybe you've been resisting the energy of the Fool and you've been simply going about your day to day, but rather stubbornly, with stubborn focus, trying not to think of what you actually secretly want, which is, it's all reversed, guys, sorry, which is to take a leap of faith, to meet somebody special who is perhaps a sorceress. 2 more. Thank you so much. What is next? We need stories, guys. And who doesn't like a beautiful story, an adventure, an epic narrative, an epic love story? That's what I want. And I ain't settling for less. Okay. Look at this wave of emotion in the crystal ball. Maybe you're just waiting for the right moment and you're harnessing and gathering all of this emotion that you're secretly harboring while you are stubbornly trying to go about your 3D life. But this is also the hand of destiny, and the hand of destiny is very strong. The hand of destiny carries the wave of love, and it can no longer be contained. So what is our last card? I'm excited. What is the last card? Thank you so much, the angel spirit guides, ancestors. Thank you. What is the last card to this romantic story? Vamos allá. Nice way to end this evening. Yes, I drank some more poor tea, so I'm awake at like 1 o'clock in the morning. But so it's just so calm, tan tranquilo, ¿sabes? Super nice this time of night. And tomorrow's Friday. So, how does our story end? Dear spirit team, dear Aska team, Literally fell on my lap. Oh my god, I'm excited. The story ends with the ship rolling in because the wave of emotion, the wave of destiny, the wave of epic transatlantic. Can you see this? It's like a transatlantic ferry. Love cannot be contained. And no matter how much you're trying to resist by focusing on the 3D, you know that it's time to start a new chapter. You know in your heart of heart's desires what you want to do. And what you want to do is to reach the sorceress. I love it. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I hope you like my little short story with the beautiful enigmatic law of attraction deck. You know, I appreciate you. I don't know where you're sitting in the world, but Charles and I are sending you lots of love. And may you never ever give up on the spark of light that is within you. Because that spark of light is the spark of the divine. And you and I and all of us carry it inside of us. And if we stoke that flame, it becomes a fire that never, never comes out or blows out, because that fire is divinely guided. It's the violet flame of Saint Germain. It's a holy flame that will protect you, that will guide you, and that will nourish you from the deepest part of your soul. Vale? Have a nice Thursday evening, guys. Let me know what you're feeling, what you're thinking. I welcome every one of you here. And stay tuned for episode 10 coming up super soon. Ciao, bandidos.